Okay, so I'm going to introduce this sort of series of projects, mainly because I feel like it needs an introduction. So I currently run 3 things on my channel, right? So I have like my circus, I've got my sewing, and I have this new thing. This is also a sewing thing. So obviously last week I released my graduating piece, which is really, really, really exciting. Released it, and thank you so much to anyone who's seen it, who's, you know, been like, hey, that's really cool. Like, yeah, I'm stoked. Like, this is the work that I want to do. This is the work that I'm hoping to do over the summer and into, you know, I don't have a school year next year. And that's going to be a whole thing to process, is the fact that I no longer sit on the summer school schedule. I am officially an adult with needs and no more schedule. I literally look like you see the finished project back there. It's like there's what I'm doing right now is sort of something more based on like my music and my love. I have a deep love for music and a connection. I also have an hour video of me talking about it. If you actually want me to release it, I will release that. It's just like literally an hour and a half of me talking about music and where my taste comes from. Yeah, it was a pre-thesis project that I gave up because the week was so stressful. I didn't do anything other than sit and be like, oh crap, I'm gonna do it. This new project, in a way, is modern. So it's like this first thing is like a modern sewing of, you know, Elven clothing. It's like a translation into modern sewing is what this project is. But this whole series is just more of like me appreciating sort of music and metalcore slash, you know, any other genre of music that I listen to in my wide range of like pop punk to I like slam, very very little slam, but I do like slam sometimes. I guess more slamcore, if you're gonna get technical. But yeah, so sort of like show appreciation for that as well. Starting with sort of this modern Elven adaptation into like punk alt clothing, and like I embroider a lot of patches, so these patches, because I need to practice my embroidery skills, is of like album covers of you know, bands and music that I like, and I had nowhere to put these, and I was like, well, gotta make a jacket somehow, and I made a jacket. I was like, it doesn't feel like my style, you know, my style is still very much flowy, long things, so I made a tunic robe vest thing with patches. So it's sort of, yeah, so I guess the series is just metalcore appreciation, which could very well be many different things. Like circus is obviously part of that. I do a lot of improvs to metal. Like, let me know what you want to see in that sense of the genre, because I could talk for literal days about it. So yeah, I've got 3 running series on my channel. This is going to be the 3rd series. So we have Elven clothing, we have modern Elven clothing, modern adaptation of Elven clothing, sort of sits in the same vein. We have circus, my circus content, my work. A lot of the things I'm doing over the summer are circus related. And then we also have the genre of metalcore and metalcore appreciation, which will be combined with all of these things, like circus as well, because I have a lot of love, and I move to a lot of metalcore songs. But yeah, cool. So intro to that, and now you'll watch me. Hi, this is the person to tell you that now you're going to watch me make a Elven vest that also carries a lot of band patches. Thank you, bye. So it is about to get warm. Well, it is already hot, and I realize that half my wardrobe, again, is still meant for the cold. So this is part 2, I guess, in the series of making Elven more modern, I guess, Elven fashion in summer dress, because obviously we are also sort of coming back to normalcy, and sometimes you cannot wear full Elven robes to concerts. So this is sort of a modern interpretation of like Elven vests. I have this fabric. This is gonna be a modern Elven punk slash patch vest, because I have a lot of patches that I like to embroider. It's sort of like my practice to get better at embroidery, because I'm really bad at it. So I'm going to sort of make this as my patch vest, sort of just like the vessel or base to put a bunch of patches on it, because yeah, I've got a bear tooth one that I want to put on. I've got sort of a sleep token thing I painted. I've got some other things, you know. I just finished thesis, so be on the lookout for that as well. Like, I've got some stuff coming. So these are really simple garments, right? You just have your back panel, your facing, your front panel, and your hood. And it's, yeah, so what you do is you sew up this panel, and then you sew up, this panel, shoulders, and then sides, this panel, and then you go to the hood. Yeah. Okay, so I stitch all the panels together. This is literally just like, I think 2 hours of work to just like get the back panels, get the shoulders stitched, and then get the armpit seams or armpit things stitched. So I just sat at the sewing machine for 2 hours with music playing while this, was being stitched. Yes, I'm currently literally stitching things, and I'm sweating really hard. It's hot. But I just realized, does anybody who listens to metal, is this like, cause like, so I was listening to the Acacia Strain, and then my iPod was like, oh yeah, we're gonna play Mayday Parade now, and I was like, bro, what? And apparently that is not a common thing, but okay. Random fun fact about myself is that new Attack single slaps. Also listened to the new Spirit Box single so many times in the past like 3 days, it's ridiculous. Yeah, ramble over. Currently still stash busting. Okay, cool. So we have the raw base just like panels stitched together now. So the next step is adding the front facing, and then after that it will be adding the hood, the hem, serging, all of these. Yeah, so now comes the fun part where you get to finish it. So this is a garment that takes like literally like 3 hours max. Unless I decide to add anything extra. The hem might get some fun little things versus just being a straight hem because, oh shit. Because, I'm not one to just do straight hems. So we'll see. And then I do it again with a different angle. So this is just, I believe, the facing being put on. Same thing, you just sit at a sewing machine for a while, let it stitch. Hello, it's been 2 hours. I am attaching the hood. You can't see it. Wait, here. Yeah, the one thing about all these, like, sort of modern one thing about all these modern garments are that the brocade part of it, the fancy elven part of it, must stay. This is the part that makes I can't talk, it's 11. This is the part that makes me happy. It was a little wonky. This holds its shape really well, which I don't know how I feel about it, but we're just gonna stick with it because it's already pinned onto the garment. So I don't know. At this point, it's like a fuck it and go, Yeah. So I've got that. Then I'm gonna go serge all the seams, and then after I serge all these seams. Honestly, I think the next part is just adding the bottom hem. And then once the bottom hem is finished, the garment itself is finished, and then comes the fun part where I get to put all my, like, super cool, patches and stuff on it. And I'm probably gonna do a bias. Oh yeah, I have to bias edge the sleeves, hem the sleeve as well. But once you do that, then I can add all the really cool, fun stuff. So like the back patch, I'm gonna do a bottom hem and a bottom trim with like symbols from Sleep Token because I'm garbage. That's me painted because there are a lot of small lines, and small lines are hard. And then I'll add the Sleep Token patch. I'll see where I can put my Beartooth patch, and we'll probably add some more patches. I want to do Breakdown of Sanity. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Alright, here you see the serger being pushed through, so I literally just serged all the seams through this, and it was a process. Filming on the serger is not the easiest task either. And then this is where you see exactly how piss poor my video editing and video filming skills are. I cannot do this, but here is proof that I did add a hem at the bottom of the freaking thing. Okay, so we are currently, I mean, it's done. So the actual vest itself is entirely finished. There is a hem on the bottom, and everything is done. Now comes the fun part, where we add like, you know, patches and decorations and stuff like that, because obviously this is just a vessel for the fun stuff. So yeah, I will show you the two patches I'm gonna put on now. And then there's going to be a third that trims the bottom, which is also a sleep token based patch. Sorry, because I really like sleep token right now. Yeah, so let's do that. All right, here are the two patches. So this is a sort of silk patch from Beartooth. This is the Disease album cover, and yeah, so this is more of an experimental thing. I was like, I have orange silk. What is an orange album cover? Disease by Beartooth. So there's that. That's gonna go on. It's gonna go on a small one. And then we have Sleep Token. So this is kind of a crude sort of rendition of the, I think, 2 EP from Sleep Token. So this is like Nazareth, Calcutta, and Jericho on it. So that's a really cool one. This is gonna be sort of the back patch part of it. You know, obviously every vest needs a back patch, and then it also needs like, it's small patches if you're doing like a patch vest. And obviously this being an Elven vest, it needs back patches and patches, and I'll be embroidering more. I've got a Breakdown of Sanity one that I want to do because Perception is one of my favorite albums of all time. Yeah, so this is gonna go on. These are gonna go on using embroidery floss, and like I'm gonna use some fun sort of cross stitching, whatever, you know, we'll figure it out. Yeah, and then I think the bottom's gonna be trimmed with just black linen, I believe. I'm just gonna use hand stitch some black linen and do some painting of sort of, I think the symbols for sundowning, the 12 singles, I believe, all have different symbols, and it'd be really fun to like bring those across because I like music. Yeah, metalcore is still a big part of my life, and you know, that's okay.
Hi, it is now really late again. I forgot to update y'all, but I was in a meeting and I got the back patch here, so the Sleep Token patch is on. I think also the Beartooth one is on the front here. Yeah, so I got my disease patch on the front, so that's cool. So I have all the patches done. And now we are filling this bottom trim into place. It's just linen, and I'll be organizing some fun stuff on it, some painting. I don't know yet though. Okay, so I thought I was done after the two. So I'm gonna do half. So I finished this, and then I'm only do half, and then it's gonna be painted. I don't know if I'm gonna do lyrics or if I'm gonna do sleep token things, but I found some old band shirts that I cut up for patches. So I have this Carnifex patch. I have Color Morale and the Word Alive on the other side. So I have this, where'd it go? Sorry, so I have this old Word Alive shirt that I cut up, and I have this like really cool patch with it, and then I have this old Color Morale shirt that I cut up. So we've got my Color Morale patch, which I'm gonna flip around so that it's facing upwards. Yeah, and so yeah, let's get this cross-stitched on using embroidery floss like I just did the others. And then I will be painting this, and I think that's going to be it for now. If I embroider any more patches throughout the next couple of weeks, they'll go on. I'm still planning on a Breakdown of Sanity one, and probably Reflections. I don't know yet. Depends on what lyrics go here, because it's going to be quite a long sort of lyric, but yeah, cool.
Okay, so I had to actually bias tape both edges because I ran out of space, but I just painted with white, I think Plat Effects paint, all the way through the lyrics of a song. This took way longer than it should have, but I am apparently not the greatest at painting words on jackets. Okay, hello friends, we are back. So I have officially done lyrics on the bottom on the sort of bias edging tape thing. So obviously they're reflection lyrics, they're the end of Translucence and I believe Transparence, which are some of my favorite lyrics of all time. I have it on a jacket as well.
So yeah, we've got Reflections lyrics, just like The Color Clear, which is one of the best albums of all time. So yeah, there's that. Obviously, we've got Carnifex, Sleep Token on the back, Word Alive. We've got our front patches. I'm embroidering a Breakdown of Sanity patch right now. But for the start of the project, once this dries, I might get some videos of it, but it's dark. We are done for now. Obviously, patches will be added as patches are added, and I can update y'all when that happens. Here is the grand reveal in my kitchen, because I didn't really have a space where I could, film the whole jacket. That wasn't outside, but it was hot, and people were there, and I was post-training, so I just kind of looked like a dumpster fire of cans. So yeah, here's the jacket, and myself. I know I did the grand reveal already, but hey, friends, what's up? One more thing. I made a new patch. It's been 3 days since I filmed the grand reveal. Let me show it to you. Yeah, it's the Breakdown of Sanity patch. So, obviously, making the actual album cover of Breakdown of Sanity would be almost impossible to do via embroidery stitches unless you were some, magic genius, because the shading is done. So this is sort of my interpretation of it, but it's pretty noticeable if you know what the album cover looks like. And the back. I love the back of embroideries because you just see all the garbage. You're just like, whoa. But yeah, Breakdown of Sanity, Perception, one of my favorite albums of all time. Onto the jacket.